Good morning. It is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. It is currently 6:18 a.m. in my locale. Current temperature is about 76 degrees. It is humid out there. I was out there at about 4:40, and the no-see-ums are out there, and it definitely had the smell of the wet season around here because I could definitely smell the sulfur in the air. So, we might as well move backwards, right? Let's move backwards. We're going to go this way. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look. That's dog one, right? Sorry about the shaky camera. Get right into it with your obligatory queso view. The small snort. There he is. So let's start. Let's go with our daily Zen poem. Living beings falsely discriminate. That is the Buddha. This is the world. For the one who comprehends the Dharma nature, there is neither Buddha nor world. Avakamatra Sutra. Never heard of it. Pretty. However, I have to say that in the world that we're living in right now, the words discriminate and discernment are extremely important words to use. We have to discriminate. This is not helpful. This is helpful. This is going to hurt people. This will not hurt people. And discernment, which is just the ability to look at something. Discernment is a big fancy word, and it basically just means use your superpowers. Common sense, critical thought, thoughtful questions. Critical thinking. Discernment is critical thinking. If you're looking at something and it don't make sense or it's got some holes in it, the answer is walk away from it. Just don't try to educate or correct them. Just walk away from it. There's no sense in trying to explain the rain to an earthworm. That's a very old saying. So, let's go to our daily rune pull. No, whoa, it's not food. That's Rado, but it's pulled reversed. That's the rune of journey. So let's go and find it in the big book. 113. Sorry, 123. Receiving this rune puts you on notice to be particularly attentive to personal relationships. At this time, a rupture is more likely than a reconciliation. Effort will be required to how you keep your good humor. What happens, how you respond is up to you. The requirements of your process may totally disrupt what you had intended, and a hoped-for outcome may elude you. Yet what you have regarded as a detour, an inconvenience, a disruption, an obstacle, as a failure, or a death is rerouting opportunities, with union and reunion the only abiding destinations. Well, that's pretty solid. You can deal with that. Might mean when we're dealing with people today, we might have problems. But then again, I'm the old hermit. Dealing with people is always the problem. So let's see what the big book says. Thus, the general who has a penetrating understanding of the advantages of the 9 changes knows how to employ the army. If a general does not have a penetrating understanding of the advantages of the 9 changes, though he is familiar with the topography, he will not be able to realize the advantages of terrain. One who commands an army but does not know the techniques for the 9 changes, even though he is familiar with the 5 advantages, will not be able to control men. All right. Well, this is going to be a nice short video for you guys today, so let's pull it all together. Let's put everything back, all right? And let's pull this together. We're talking about false discrimination, not being able to tell the difference between something good and bad, right and wrong, up and down. A lot of this could be because you're being told wrong is right. A lot of this could be because you're being told that you have to tolerate the intolerable or you have to accept the unacceptable. These things can happen. Okay. Once you realize it's all one big picture and you look at it from a real holistic standpoint, you start to get a better understanding of things. And the one thing that I really like when you're looking at things from a holistic standpoint is you're getting an entire picture. If I look at all of the people here where I work, I could look at the individuals and I could say, okay, this all makes sense and we're dealing with different people. If I look at the organization as a whole, I'm going to get a slightly different picture. So you have to know when to get to the individual level and when it's called micro, macro. You have to figure these things out. Talking about the journey, you might get a little off track. What you're looking for, you might have to go to the left or the right. You may not get exactly the things you're looking for today. However, you are going to get to that goal. And that's an important thing to think about, because you know what? There's only one purpose, and that is to get to the goal, right? We have to get to the things that we are working towards. So maybe today's not going to be a straight line. Maybe you got to step to the left. Maybe you got to step to the right. Who knows what that means? The nice part is you will achieve. You will get to that goal. And number 3, the nice book tells you that if you don't understand the world around you and the people that are working around you, whether you're in charge of them or you're one of them, you're not going to be able to win that battle. So I pull that all together and I say, today is not going to be the easiest day on life. However, it's not going to be a terribly bad one either. And the reason for that is because when I talk to an individual, I can go to the individual level. But when I talk to the organization, I work at an organizational level. Okay? In this day and age, I would think that any company beyond the one that you run should get one of those. Let me ask that question, because they're not here to help you. They're here to help them. Okay? So who knows what's going to happen today? I suspect that today my plan is I go to work. Ta-da! Because we're only running one tour, and I am currently the only person here that can do that, then it's going to be fine. Now, how many tours am I going to have? I have absolutely no idea. I had 4 yesterday. Will I have 4 today? I don't know. I know who the captain is, and that's perfectly fine. He and I get along very, very, very well. Most important thing I'm going to say is that as I move forward, my goal is going to be to not stay attached to a particular path. My goal is to get out of here at 5 o'clock. That's it. That's it. Because, giving it a little bit additional, and I'm going through the cycle for like the 5th time of, well, we don't want to pay overtime. No. Carl's not the Red Cross. I work, you pay me. You don't want to pay me after 5 o'clock? I don't work after 5 o'clock. Suggestion to you today, as you are rerouting and finding other things, make sure that you don't soften your boundaries. There's a reason you need a boundary that tells people where you won't go. And that's an important thing, because boundaries are what keep you healthy, happy, and whole. When you cross that boundary, or people are trying to force you to break it, take it from me, guys. That's the place where you start doing the wrong thing for money. That's the place where you compromise your health. That's the place where you start compromising your sanity. Don't do it. Even if your path is rerouted, don't compromise your boundaries. They're there for a reason. Don't move the chain. Don't move that gate. And if they attempt to move it, pick it up and beat them with it. You draw your boundaries. You decide what you're going to put up with or not. And if you want to put up with horse shit, then you're going to get more horse shit. We already had that talk. That should probably be written right down in the bottom where all that text. Like-minded, shares values, has something to offer. If not, out the door. And the other one is, the more horseshit you put up with, the more horseshit you get. So when you say no, the whole process stops. What I want you to do is have a good day. I'm going to start thinking about feeding these critters. and then I am going to head to work at 8:30. So have a good day. Don't be discouraged if your path gets rerouted. Just know that you will get to the goal. All right? I'll see you guys later.